This haircut is going to be a curved perimeter. So we're going to go right down in the center. We're going to find our center back. We're going to find our 3-inch line where that head turns. We want to take just that center piece. We're going to hold this down. We're going to cut this straight across. So all we want to do is trim the edges. We don't want to take a lot off. We want to almost keep our original length. Then I'm going to step to the side, or I'm going to move my client. So I can move my client slightly, so I go to my right side. I'm going to tilt up 1 inch so I can see my guide, and I'm going to work it up 1 inch. I'm going to go back to the center. I'm going to go over to this side. So whether your mannequin move or you move, you're going to step over. I'm going to go up 1 inch on this side. I'm going to check when I'm in the center. My 2 outside pieces should match. Then my 2 midway should match. So it should be straight and then curved up 1 inch. So again, straight here, going straight across, and curve up 1 inch, starting to create a curve. I'm going to take my next section and take another 1/2 inch of hair, clip that out of the way. Another 1/2 inch of hair over here. I'm going to clip that out of the way. I'm going to continue with the same process. I make sure I match on both sides. I'm going to add water. I am going to work in my center back, so right in the middle, leaving the sides. I don't want to try and cut a curve, or I'm going to keep going shorter and shorter. I want to go straight and then curve up. So I'm going to go right in here, right in the center. Again, we should be just trimming the hair. We don't want to lose any length that we've got. And then either if I was on a client, I would step to the side so I could step over this way, or I've got the ability to move my chair. So I'm going to curve it, and now I can see my guide. So there is my guide. If I comb that hair down and see that guide, I'm going to curve it up. So I want to hold this down, but I know I'm going up the 1 inch just from that 3-inch line. I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to go up just on the outside and curve over here. So I'm starting to create a curve. So it's straight and curving up. I'm going to take my next section. Okay, another 1/2 inch. Clip this out of the way. Another 1/2 inch on this side. Working my way just below the occipital bone right now. Gonna keep this wet. I'm gonna start right in my center back. So I'm gonna go right in the center back, work to my 3-inch line. So put your comb, and you can see where it rocks. I just wanna work in that center back area. I'm gonna go straight across, just trimming my ends. Again, this is probably gonna stay pretty well the original length. We want to keep the length, but then I want you to start curving the side. So I'm going to move to the side, hold it down flat. I'm not moving my hair this way or that way. I want to hold the hair flat, and I'm going to curve, angle my fingers upwards, and I'm going to cut up. I'm still below the neckline. I'm going to go back to the center. Now I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to curve up. And I know that I'm still below that neckline. I'm going to take my next section. So another 1/2 inch. I'm right at the occipital bone right now. I'm going to clip that hair out of the way. Clip this hair out of the way. So again, everything is cut at 0 degrees. There's no lift, there's no elevation. We are changing the perimeter. So I'm going to go in. Work still always start at the center. Find that center piece. Where is it rocking? I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to go in and cut straight across. I'm going to go step over to the side, or I can move her. I'm going to go stand right in front of my side back panel. So right there, I'm going to move. I'm going to hold it down on an angle, and I'm going to cut that upwards. I'm going to go back to the center. I'm going to go to this side, right in front of my, not the back, but I'm standing at the side back. I'm going to angle this section and cut that. I want to check every time. Every section, I'm going to grab 2 from the outside and check. 2 from that 3-inch curvature of the head and check. Going to work my way up. I want to make sure I'm staying on track and I'm not getting one side longer than the other. That's why I want to check in every section. I'm going to take this section over here, pin this out of the way, and then we should be almost out of here. So I'm going to just take this here, comb that down. I'm right about that, just below the horseshoe level here, so just below that horseshoe. Again, look at that center. I'm right in the middle. I should be just trimming my hair. I shouldn't be taking a lot off. And again, I want to stop at my second knuckle, so if I need to move over, I want to do that straight across. I am going to move my client so I'm right at the side back section. I'm going to keep the hair smooth, and I'm going to work my way up. So again, working my way up. I'm still staying below the neckline. I'm going to go back to the center. Then I'm going to move over this way, and I'm going to angle up. I'm still below her neckline. So I don't want to go any higher than that. That is your indicator. And then I've got a curve happening. So this is not lifted. It's not tucked under. It is 0 degrees, everything at the same length, but I'm curving the perimeter instead of last time we did straight across. I'm going to take my last 2 sections here. Take these down. Combing it nice and smooth. You don't want to touch the front section, but smooth that hair up right from the top. Gonna add some water. Again, once I've got it combed, so I want to make sure my hair is distributed nice and evenly. I'm gonna go down, hold that center back, clean that perimeter up. So just right at that center, straight down, so it's about 2.5 inches. I'm gonna move myself to the side. Her head is up. Here, I'm just going to go here, hold it straight down. I'm going to curve. There's my guide. And I know I'm curving up to below that neckline. So I'm still below here. So this is down here, this is up here, but I'm still below the neckline. I'm going to go to the other side, comb this hair nice and smooth. I'm going to stand right in front of my side back panel. So I want to move every time. I'm going to cut this below the neck. And I'm going to make sure my hair is straight. So I'm not pulling it in any direction. I just want it to be, again, I'm going to check because this is my last section on top. So everything should be straight across in the center back. Then I should move to the side. And I'm just maybe 1 inch below that neckline. I'm going to go over to this side. And I should be 1 inch below that neckline as well. Holding that hair straight down. So just clean it up. I'm going to also check here because it's really important before I go do the sides that I'm matching here first. So now I'm going to go do the sides. We're going to continue. We've got a curve going up. We want to go up. We want to stay below that chin. We're going to go straight across. We're going to do it in 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 sections here. I'm going to clip that out of the way. Because I'm above her shoulders, I can have her head straight up, or I can tilt it slightly if I need to get in around that shoulder a little bit. She doesn't have any shoulders. I'm going to just kind of tilt it slightly. I'm going to hold this, and I want to continue my line. So my line is now going up and just above the neckline here. So I'm going to hold this down. Again, angling my finger up from 1 inch below that neckline to just above that neckline. So I'm still creating this curve, has gone from here up 1 inch, up another inch, so I'm up now above here. I'm going to take my 3 sections, so I'm going to do section number 2. Again, if I was on a client, I'd be paying attention to the ear. How am I holding that tension? I want to smooth that right down. I'm going to look for my guide so I can see my guide. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to cut upwards. So I'm now ending up above the neck, and this is below the neck, and I get a curve. I'm going to take this last section here, Keep it wet. Comb all that hair nice and smooth. And again, right down, look for my guide, angle up, and I'm also paying attention to where am I at on that neckline. So I want to be just above her neckline in here, and I still should be below her neckline in the center back. So I'm going to go this way and just check and check. So I should have this angle happening here. So I've got sort of a diagonal, short to long, and then this is straight across in the back. So again, if I was to look, center back, nice and straight. Side back panel, we're starting to work our way up. We were still an inch below that neckline. I'm going to take this section, and I'm now an inch above that neckline. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to continue to do my 1, 2, 3 sections. So again, take my section, move the rest of the hair out of the way. Make sure I'm adding water to both sides. Head is up. I'm just going to tilt her slightly. I know that I was 1 inch below. I'm going to pick up all this hair. And I'm going to angle so that I'm just above that neckline. I'm going to take my next section. So take 1 inch right across. Going to connect. So again, if it's above the shoulders, you could have her straight up. If it's longer, I would tilt her. I'm just going to comb this hair down. I'm going to keep my section nice and clean, so take the time to put the partings in there. Don't make it messy. I'm going to hold this hair down. I was below. I'm going to take some of that hair. I'm going to go to my next section. I'm not pulling it forward. I'm not pulling it backwards. I'm angling my fingers up, and I'm above the neckline now in the front. I'm going to take my last section here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to comb this hair over right in the center. Comb this hair down, angle up, and angle up. So I'm pointing upwards, getting to the front. And then I want to check to make sure I'm even on both sides. So again, I'm going to just take a look here. Should be straight across at the back. Then I went and started tilting upwards. So I don't want to cut it into a point. So don't try and check all the way. This was straight. This is angling coming up. So I want to just take a look, make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to angle up a little bit more, just cleaning it up, right to the front. And then I want to see if I match on both sides. So I am going to take right in the front, this little bit here. So I'm going to take just this little tiny triangle right in the front. I'm going to hold it down, and I'm looking, am I roughly at the same? And I've got just a little bit to clean up there, and I am still, my fingers are just 1 inch above that neckline. So I'm going to hold this down here. I'm just going to clean up in between the two. Again, I'm going to look at this side. I'm going to look at this side, and I've got that slight curve, shorter in the front, longer in the back. And then we're going to blow dry in style. So she's going to have a nice curve. You can blow dry it under. You can blow dry it where it's flipped and coming back as well. Whatever you like for a blow dry style.